guys, so today we're going to be doing a little chit chat, and I decided to do more like advice-y videos, psychology based videos, and just random videos like this, like a chit chat type thing where I talk about different subjects requested and just things I come up with that are more meaningful, deep things. Kind of spur of the moment, I came up with this idea a few days ago and I've been like making notes in my phone kind of. Not really a planned video at all though, so a lot of it's going to be rambly. So I'm going to be talking about being a late bloomer. And by being a late bloomer, I'm kind of generalizing that into, I guess you would say, the typical order of things in your life at the ages you're supposed to do them. That's my definition of being a late bloomer. Like getting your license later in life, going to school later in life, you know, getting married later in life, having kids late in life, things like that. Just things that are later than other people your age, if that makes any sense. So I realized how much of a late bloomer I was a couple days ago, and actually what kind of triggered this, which we can thank them for, which we shouldn't thank them for anything, but I got some hate. Lately, the hate that I've been getting is more related to my age, and that is something that I'm self-conscious about. Like I, you know, joke all the time, like I'm getting old and things like that. 25, by the way. And, you know, they're saying things like, you're pathetic, you're 25, living at home, your best friend is 18, you're obsessed with 18-year-olds when you're 25, don't you think that's weird? Things like that. Now, I just want to say right off the bat, all of the people in my life, all of my friends, even my boyfriend, are younger than me. That doesn't mean that I'm immature, it just means that's the group of people that I get along best with. But beyond that, just dealing with my age and realizing that I haven't done a lot in my life, yet I still feel like I've accomplished so much that it suits me. Like I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with my age and what I've accomplished, and that took some time to build, let me just say. You know, I still hate the fact I live at home at 25, but I have to remember that I did it for a reason that was out of my control. I couldn't afford to live on my own anymore, simply put. I get a lot of hate for that. For some reason, they feel like they need to judge my life. I've been out of the house. I moved out when I was 20. Until 23, I lived on my own. So, I mean, I did it. I was able to, but I had a full-time job at the time, and then that went away. So, everyone's path is going to be so different. Not everyone's situation is the same, and I hate people who will hate on others because of their current situation. Like, you don't know their life, their story, anything like that. So that's kind of the preface to being a late bloomer and doing this video, because just know everyone's path in life is so different. We're going to start off with a couple topics where I myself have been a late bloomer, starting with my license. I was 22 when I got my license, never really drove a car before that. I would drive somewhat when I was like 20 to 22, well 20 to 21 when I had my permit, then I gave up completely. Then I got my permit again and started practicing again and forced myself to get my license at 22. Then after that, never drove until I was 24, and all before I was 20, never cared to drive, never wanted to, hated it. I hate driving. Well, I don't hate it anymore. I've actually gotten over my driving phobia, which I get that question all the time, how I got over it. I definitely had a severe driving anxiety when I was in the car. Before, my anxiety stemmed from being behind the wheel. Now my anxiety comes from being a passenger, so it kind of changed. Now I trust myself in a car. I trust my driving abilities so much that I trust others, but I feel safer when I'm in control. I struggled with that fact that I did not have my license for so long. I was a burden to everybody in my mind, and I had to walk everywhere regardless of the weather. I had to take the bus a lot, which, you know, I'm not complaining about. I chose to do that, and it's really not that big of a deal. I live in California. The weather's nice. It's not like super cold or super, well, it gets kind of hot. Like, I can't explain the feeling, like regret. Like I could have gotten my license by now, and I just didn't feel normal. I think that's one of the things that us late bloomers feel, is we don't feel normal. But you have to remember, you are normal. Like, there's nothing wrong with you if you don't have a license or whatever topic I'm talking about in this video. If you haven't done that or accomplished something by a certain age, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're not a true adult or successful or motivated or anything like that. It's just we all have different journeys, and my journey just was getting my license at a later age because I was terrified to drive. In fact, I didn't even get my first car until this time last year. So I have only had a car for 1 year of my life and I'm 25. But you know what? That's okay. I'm okay with that because I did get over it. I accomplished it, and that's what matters, is the end goal. And don't worry about if you haven't gotten it or you failed a test, the driving test or whatnot. You will get there. Like, you will. It's just going to take some time, and sometimes time is all that we need as a late bloomer to accomplish something. We just need time. Speaking of which, starting a 4-year university. I just started one last year. The same time I got my car is when I was starting a 4-year university. So you can say that my anxiety levels were really high at that time. Prior to that, I was in a 2-year college for 6 years. I took 6 years at a 2-year college. But sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes we need to explore. We need to take all the classes. All the classes. That's what I did. I got 4 degrees out of it. I have something to show for it at least. It took me 6 years to focus and realize what I wanted to do. And if doing that at a community college saves me money in a 4-year, and I go into a 4-year knowing exactly what I want to do, I have a specific career goal in mind, and I may have wasted all that time. But to me, it wasn't wasting. I was learning new things all the time. I studied tons of different majors. Like, I learned so much and I got degrees for it, and you know, I'm proud of that time, even though it's not your normal path of life. You know, most people graduate at 22, 23, 24, and here I am at 25. Oh, I'm just starting a 4-year. So I have about a year left of schooling before my bachelor's, so then I'll go to grad school. I'm thinking about taking a year off, in fact, which is mind-boggling because I've been so self-conscious about being 25 with no bachelor's. I'm still confident enough in the fact that, hey, I might want to take a year off. Be 30. Be 30 when you graduate college. Why not? Because that's okay. It's okay to do that. If you want to do that, you do that. And, you know, I get shit all the time for people telling me you're old or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I'm self-conscious a little bit about that, but that's my life. It's my path. That's what's happened to me. That's what I'm choosing to do. That's what I'm doing. It's what suits me personally. It's what fits my lifestyle, my life in general. It's what I want to do, so it's what I'm gonna do. And you should feel the same way. You shouldn't feel pressure from anyone else to accomplish something by a certain age. You should just want to be you. Do you. If you want to take a semester off school, don't worry about age. Just do it. If you need that time to yourself, then you do it. Another thing I want to talk about that I'm a late bloomer in is my teeth. As you know, I just recently got Invisalign about 6-7 months ago. Yeah, basically having braces at 25. Actually, they're not really braces. I have them in right now. You can't really tell. People will comment on the band that I have in my mouth. It's not gum, it's a rubber band. I chose to do this for myself because I was not fully confident in my smile, and my parents, okay, my mom has a severe phobia of driving and dentists. I, in turn, inherited both of those phobias. Thanks, Mom. She truly understands what I go through to go to the orthodontist, go to the dentist. I have such a fear of it. I have taken medication to calm myself down for it. Like, it has been bad before. I've almost passed out at the orthodontist. Like, that's how bad my anxiety is for dental things. And I decided to overcome that and get braces for myself, or Invisalign for myself, because I wanted it. Most people get braces at 16 or whatever. No, I got them at 25, but at least I'm doing it. You know, that's what I have to remind myself, is it's all worth it. So what if I'm 25 and I'm gonna, you know, have Invisalign for a little while? Who cares? That's the biggest point of this video. Who cares? If you are happy and you're doing what you want to do in life and you're doing things that make you happy, that's all that matters. That's all this video comes down to, is do you. So I've always kind of taken my time to grow up, I guess you would say. I sucked my thumb until I was 10. I played with Barbies until I was 13. So there's some tidbits for you, some embarrassing facts. I just didn't want to grow up, I guess, or I didn't want to accept the responsibilities of life. And I get that if you're going through that right now, or if you're, you know, 20 or whatever and you're just trying to figure out life. I totally understand, and I feel like I'm starting to get more accomplished and, you know, progress more with my life. However, being 25, I probably, this is a theory, a guesstimate of my future late bloomerness. I'm probably not going to get married maybe the next 5 years, so I'll probably be 29, 30 when I get married, which means I will probably be 35 when I have children. Now, I've always accepted the fact that I will be older than most who have children, and that's okay. I mean, as long as my body can take it, of course. You know, that's a weird thing to think about, but 10 years from now, I'll probably be trying to have a baby. I used to think by now I'd be married, I'd be like in a house with my husband trying to have kids. Like, I totally thought that when I was younger, and I'm not there yet, and I'm okay with that. I think it's not that my maturity levels aren't there. I think it's honestly, I'm not ready. It's okay to take your time with life. We have such a long life to live, as short as it may seem. We have so long on this earth, so if you want to take some time to enjoy whatever you're doing, or just take some time to yourself, or to enjoy life and just not worry about adulty things yet, that is totally cool. And again, don't let anyone pressure you to think that you have to do something by a certain age. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise, including society. Don't let it get to you, because I have done that over the years. I have felt guilt and shame and regret about so many things in my life that I wasted so much time where I could have been happy about it. I could have been sitting there enjoying life and just saying, well, I'm not going to get my license until 22. I'm going to enjoy the free rides that I get from all my friends. So I hope this inspires some of you late bloomers. I mean, just to accept that you are one, and it is okay. I'm one. It's fine. Like, I'm surviving. I'm still successful in my own way. So are you. There's, you know, so many other things that we have to worry about than these little things in life that have to happen, but we don't want them to yet. Hope you enjoyed this little rambly video. That's pretty much all I have to say. That was very rambly. I literally just all that from my head. But leave any kind of video requests down below. It could be this related, psychology related, anything related down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.